Hey, it's Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and it's Wednesday. It's January 10th. This will be our chart lesson today, and I've already done this once, and for some reason there was no sound, so I'm going to do it quickly again. I hate to have to rush through it, but I just don't have time for another 15 minutes to go through all the trades. Uh, I don't know what was wrong with my sound. I restarted my computer, just working fine now. So hopefully this one is going to work. Because I don't know what happened to the last one. Just sometimes it seems like something interferes with the my wireless headphones, and I haven't figured it out yet. But anyway, let's talk about the trades real quickly. We're trending down here. You get an overshoot, and then you get a failed second entry short. I like going long right there. Um, this turns out to be a nice trade. You get a big overshoot right there, and notice how that's fitting nicely across the lows. It's fitting nicely across those highs. You get that overshoot and the failed second entry short and a nice bullish bar to boot. It does come back again and test that shorter term trend line right there and gives you a second entry long. So I like adding on or entering again there. It was tempting here, but it's so close to that high and you're right back to that test you were so I really think you needed to wait on a second entry. You can see how we're not getting back up to this trend line as well there. Um, you get a second entry short right here, but you haven't. That's your first break of this, so you may get another push up to retest for a retest, and you get a second entry long right here, and it actually broke lower and turns and goes out the upper side. So I like going long right there, or you could just wait till this bar right here finishes and go long one tick above that. Either way, it still works. Um, this is technically not a failure based on the fact that this got more than 4 ticks. So you could have scalped out, but you would expect this to go higher from here to make this retest. And when it didn't, look at that big bearish bar. That's a failed second entry long. You treat that like one. Just go short right there. You don't know that it's going to rocket straight back down to the lows and make a new low here, but it does. Um, you could make the argument that this is a two-tiered channel, so um, you can see that's pretty much equal distance rather than being an overshoot. So based on that, you still got your break here in a new low, and off it goes. Um, notice how you got that one tick below that double bottom right there, because it did make a double bottom first and got those couple of ticks below right there. Fairly bullish bar, good bit away from the EMA. If you want to be aggressive, this might turn out to be an important low of the day, and it does. It turns out to be the low of the day. And if you catch this, you get some runners and you ride this all the way. I probably would have exited up here around this midline. This is just a range day, backing up just a second. I'm trying to get through this pretty quickly, but this is a range day, a two-tiered range. I would have measured this leg right here and looked for a measured move. We didn't quite get that, but it's because we couldn't get above the highs. I would also measure this leg coming down. And look for a measured move here. When we don't get anywhere near that and we bounce and start going higher, that tells you we're probably going to have a pretty good rally. Turns out this is just a range day and we couldn't get above the overnight highs, but still it tells you we're probably going the other way, and we do. It runs up, pulls back, gives you a higher low, but it's right into the EMA. So I'd probably wait on the failed second entry short and see if you get it, and you get it right here. You could probably argue to enter here, especially since you've had your close outside this little two-tiered channel. This is almost like a little repeat over here pattern, just a little smaller. So you might enter here, but I think you're better off to wait because it's right back into the EMA. Even though you do have a close outside, it could try to shoot down and make another leg because that's a pretty strong sell-off. So wait on the failed second entry short that comes right here, it runs up. You've got a shorter term trend channel in here, and you got the bigger trend channel. You get a close outside this one to move to a new high. Plus, you could treat this as a failed break above that little double top right there. It looked like this might be the range for a while, so you might take that trade. Look how far away you are from the EMA. You've had your close, move to a new high. I like that one if you can get in it. It shoots down. It looks like it's going to reverse here, but it just shoots right back up again. And so it's really kind of unclear in here. You don't have this channel, this trend line proven yet until right here. But notice that's a new low. First entry short, second leg up, second entry short. Bounces right off that trend line, confirms that I like going long right there. And then notice this is basically a double bottom, so you can count that as a new low, and you get a little first entry, second entry, but it also bounces off that trend line again. That signal bar is not very good, but because that is a failed second entry short, I'm okay going long there. And then it does pull back here again and gives you another test of that level and another bullish bar. I'm not as crazy about entering here because there's not much room back into that high right there, and you can see it fading here. But there's also another trend line, and if you saw this brown, it's like a little spiking channel, and that actually looks like this little bounce here. It looked very similar. So if you saw that brown channel there, that little spike up and channel, then and this bounces right off that trend line again, you know, you may want to go long there. It's a little aggressive, but you know, it meets some of our criteria. And then of course now you've got another move up, and you test that double top. There's a high there, so that's a double test. You're a little bit away from the EMA. You're not that far. You really don't have a strong close, or you got a little bit of one there maybe outside, but it's not convincing. So I'm thinking you're probably better off to skip that. But notice what it does here. This is almost a perfect repeat pattern. It comes up and then it reverses and it shoots straight down and gets a little break below. It does the same thing here, shoots down, gets a little break below. But notice this channel coming down, close outside, move to a new low, and a bounce right there. I like, and that's a you're testing that a couple of times as well. So I like going long right there. And if it wasn't after 2 o'clock, when it comes back and gives that double test, I'd take it again right there. Or I'd get in right there if I wasn't already. So again, I hate I had to rush through this, but it's just a range day, 2 tiers. If you measure them real quickly, you can see there's your first one. There's your second one. I didn't quite get that to the right spot. You can see it there. First tier, second tier, and they're perfect measured move there. I hope my volume's here this time. The audio's here. I don't know what was going on last time, but I'm hoping it's here this time. So if not, there may not be a chart lesson today. I've got somewhere I've got to be, so I got to get out of here. But I apologize for kind of rushing through this. I had a nice chart lesson already done, and it was just a waste of time because there was no audio. So anyway, I'm going to wrap it up. We'll be back again tomorrow to wrap up our week, but I'm done for today. This is Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and we'll see you next time.